Hello, welcome to Simtical. Today we are going to solve the day 15 of September LeetCode challenge. So today's problem name is length of last word. Okay, so let's try to understand the problem statement first, then we will try to see couple of solution. Okay, so what they are saying here that we will be given one string and we need to return the length of the last word. So if you check this example, you can see that this is our input string, right? Hello and world. So here my last word is obviously world. So and length is 5, so we need to return that. Okay, so basically we need to identify the last word from the given input string and we need to return the length. Okay, so how we can solve it? So there are a couple of approach we can use. So let us see at first the basic approach first. So what we can do, we can split this string, right? We can split this string. So whenever I will see in between spaces, then we can split this string. That will, so if I split it, it will be like hello here, and another will be world. Right now we can easily pick up the last. So whenever we will split, it will create one string array, right? So then we can return the length of the last string, right? So let's try to do the same using Java code. After that we will try to optimize. As I already told you, so we can take one string array, so strs, and we can use the string in Java. We can use directly the split to split the string, right? So in this case we are going to split it. Whenever I am going to find any in between space, then I am going to split it. So after splitting, it will be hello and world. So this will be my string array, right? Now we need to check, right? So suppose it can happen that my word is given input is only space, right? So we need to ignore those scenario. So I will check if my strs dot length equals to 0. Since our input string only contains space, then this str string array will be blank, right? Length will be 0. In that case, we can return 0. Else we can take the last word of the string array and we can return the size of the same. Okay, so let's write that. So it should be else return, and we can take the last word like this, strs. It should be strs dot length and -1. Then we can use the length method to get the actual length. Okay, so this is the code. Let's try to. Okay, I think it's giving us expected answer. Let's quickly submit it also and check. Yeah, I think our solution is okay. So let's try to see the time and space complexity quickly. So you can see that its runtime is 1 second and we are using obviously extra space, right? So if you analyze the code, you can see that in worst case scenario our space complexity is order of n, since we are splitting the string, right? And time complexity was also order of n in worst case scenario. Okay, so can we optimize this? So I think we can solve it in constant space complexity also. So let's try to do that. Okay, so this is one solution where we are just splitting the string and we are picking the last word of the array and we are returning the length of the same. Okay, so now let's try to optimize it. So without taking extra space, let's see how we can solve it. So what we can do, so suppose this is my word, right? So okay, so what we can do, so instead of splitting the string, we can start iterating from the last position, right? So suppose I will start from here and I will identify that where is my first space, right? I can see that okay, my first space is exist here, right? So that means this is my word and this is my last word and we can return the length. So if you use these techniques, then we don't need to use any extra spaces, right? We don't need to do the split operation and all, right? So let's quickly write the code for the second approach, right? So in the second approach, we are not going to split the string. Instead that we are going to take one counter or index value and we will start iterating or traversing from the end. Okay, so initially it will point to s dot length -1 since index start from 0. Okay, so now I will run one while loop and I will check that if while I is greater than equals to 0, and inside that I will check if my s dot, so we can pick particular character using that inbuilt char@, methods, and I will check char@ I equals to if it is equals to blank, then I am going to decrement my I value. Else if it is not blank, then we are going to break the while loop, right? I will explain it why we are doing this after that. So what happens? So suppose our string can be like this, right? It can, at the end it can have space, right? We need to ignore those things, right? So to ignore those things, we are using this while loop, right? So whenever I will find any space, I will decrement my I value. Now my I will point here, D here, right? Okay, so now, and if whenever I will find any character, that means it is the last character of the last word. Okay, so now what our next goal will be to move our counter till here, right? Whenever I will find in the next space, that means this is my actual length, right? We will do that, okay, right now. So what I will do, I will take another while loop, and again I will check that I should be greater than equals to 0, and inside that I will again check if s dot char at I equals to not equals to blank, then we can know that okay, it's a character. And before that we need one more variable, that is counter, and initially it will be 0 only. So if it is not equals to blank, then that means that's a character, right? We need to increase our counter by 1, okay. And if I found space once again, so suppose what happened, so I will start from here and I will keep checking, right? Whenever I will find the space, that means we are done, we already able to identify the last word, and our counter will be 5 in this case, right? And we can return the same. So whenever I will encounter any more space, after that we can break the while loop and we can return the counter value, okay. So I think that's pretty much for the second approach. So let's quickly run it and check whether it's compiling or not. Okay, so there were some extra closing braces, I removed that, and apart from that we need to do another thing here. So whenever we are increasing our counter, right, we need to decrease our I value, right? So initially my counter will be in the here D, right? After that it will come here L, we need to decrease it, and whenever I will find them again one space, that means I found my last word and we can return the counter value, right? So it should be I minus minus, okay. So let's run it once again. Okay, I think it gives us accepted answer. Let's quickly submit it and check. Okay, our solution is accepted. So let's check the time and space complexity now. You can see now it's getting 100% Java submission, right? And in this case you can see that we are not using any extra spaces, because we are irrespective of our string size, we are using just two variables, right? Counter and the I. So we can solve it now in constant time, okay. So I think that's pretty much for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, and if you still have some doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thanks for watching.